What's up, guys? This is Brandon with DIY Sound Library. Today I have my good friend Grant Hill. Actually lives right down the street. He walked on over here, and we're gonna do this quick podcast. He's the main guy in my band, Good Friend Electric. He is so crucial to the operations of this band. Without him and all of his contributions and his lyrics and his vocal melodies and everything he does, this band would be nothing. I'm grateful to have him, and we're going to dive into what makes our band tick, what makes our band good, what makes our band bad, and going to dive into everything around success and failure with our music.
Get my drink.
All right, we rolling here. I don't even know how to start this shit off.
That sounds like a pretty good intro to me.
I'll probably make some stupid intro and then cut into this.
Cool.
So,
whatever.
I think I'll just start off first of all, who are you? You're Grant. You're sitting next to me here.
That's right.
I'm Brandon. And we're in the same band. And what's that band? What do we do?
Our band is called Good Friend Electric, and we make shitty New Jersey music.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, really.
I feel like both of us have different roles in the band.
Yeah.
What would you say is your role throughout the whole thing compared to mine?
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like I definitely know what your role is more than I know what my role is. But I feel like we're really just. Man, I'm a terrible guest. I'm usually on the other side. Well, one, I do the lyrics and I sing and I play guitar on some songs and I play keys on some songs. Mm-hmm. But in terms of writing and the creative aspect of it, I really feel like that's a 50-50 thing for us. Besides, the melodies are usually for lead melodies for vocal stuff. I feel like I usually come up with the lead melodies on stuff. But in terms of all the other, aspects of the music, we really come up with all that together, I feel like. But in terms of the creation, the DIY, plug DIY sound library. But I feel like that's definitely where you take over in terms of
Sure.
actually getting the sound and getting a good sound.
Sure.
Whereas I just kind of stand in and do the thing that we've played 1,000 times in our basement, or my basement, or in your room.
Right. And I think, I wouldn't start this podcast off by saying we're successful by any means, because we're not.
You don't want to start with a lie.
No.
Yeah.
But I would say we're successful in a way that we've completed projects that we're at least proud of,
Yeah.
And that's even hard for some bands to say that they've finished an album. That's a tough feat for us. And we've done that, twice at this point.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of it has to do with, kind of my weaknesses are your strengths and vice versa.
Yeah.
And same with the other, band members when we play live, or Nick, our drummer, when he creates drum parts, it's I don't have that in me, but his strength makes us so much better.
Yeah.
So I feel like having that unity is kind of what makes a band good, at least with making their songs. But is that how you see it with us?
Oh yeah, I think like we said, speaking why we work, it sounds dumb when we're not by any measure, successful or in any, what I mean. But I feel like why we've been able to at least complete projects and stick it through is because everyone in the band we don't have a pride or an ego issue. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel like we're all we all know our strengths and we all know our weaknesses. Mm-hmm. And we all think the other people in the band can legitimately make whatever we're doing better.
Right.
With Nick or with
right, which is big. It's kind of just trusting others, which is hard to do sometimes.
Exactly. And when it comes to us in terms of, and I also want to say, and Danny as well, for live stuff and with whatever we do going forward. But I feel like with us, it's been more of I have a very hard time being motivated to finish anything if there isn't somebody holding me to account, you know?
Yeah.
In any aspect of my life.
Yeah.
Which is like why I really like working with people, because I feel like it makes me better. I like bouncing ideas off of people. I like, you know, just having someone to be accountable to. And that's where, in terms of finishing stuff, being able to finish 2 albums is like, dude, I do not want to disappoint your ass, man. Like, I do not want to disappoint you.
Yeah.
Especially when we put in work and I like believe in what we're doing. So
Right.
so I feel like we got off track on the question there, but that's why I feel like we've been able to actually like make stuff. Like 2 albums in like what, like 3 years, maybe 4 years.
Yeah,
I don't know how long. I know we worked on the last album for 2 years, but the first album was maybe like a year. But that's a pretty good output to do it all yourself. Like that's insane. That's insane output. In my book.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's why we work, is because we become accountable to each other.
Yeah.
And we don't want to let each other down.
And there's really a lot that goes into it that before you do it, you don't realize until you start doing it, which I feel would make a lot of people want to quit. And I've certainly multiple times wanted to quit, and I still want to quit stuff all the time that I start.
Yeah.
Because I get like halfway through and then I realize this shit is actually really hard.
Yeah.
I have to grind it out or like wake up early to finish it, and it's just, you have to make that shit work sometimes, and it's not always comfortable. You know?
Yeah, no, totally.
Which kind of brings me to like our album Mariana.
Yeah.
That was kind of a grind to complete as well. So I'm curious, you know, do you consider that a success or a failure, and like how do you see that album?
I love that album. I mean, I think it is a complete switch up from our first. Like, I really feel like we kind of pushed ourselves to get to do different stuff and to really do things until we felt like it was right, in terms of songwriting and in terms of like just getting the right sound on things. And I'm really proud of ourselves, because there was a lot of times, like when I was up in Boston and you came up to Boston for us to do synth parts in my room. And that was just like, and that was in the middle when I had a lot of like projects going on and shit like that. But we spent a weekend, we stayed up, you know, who knows how long. And we did that stuff. And I feel like it made all the difference. And yeah, so I look at that album as a success. I mean, is it doing great numbers? Of course not. But like, I don't know, like,
yeah, it's like what is success anyway? Like, a lot of bands find it hard to get the attention for the music that they really want. So we kind of are forced to measure success in different ways, you know? Did we artistically create what we wanted to create? Is it having that emotional impact that we wanted it to have? You know, it's like, I don't know, do you think we had at least that element of success with our album?
Yeah, I mean, I listen back to that album and I really do feel like we pushed ourselves. Like, and I feel like as long as you feel like you're pushing yourselves, like that's the one thing about the first album is like, we started that album with such a different vibe than we ended it with. And I feel like, because we didn't have really any idea what we were doing, in terms of like making a solid piece and like seeing this whole 10-song project through to the end. This was the first time we did that. And I feel like our vision, while I like songs on that album and like I'm still proud that we made it, it got muddled somewhere within the process of like what we actually wanted to get.
Right.
Whereas this one, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how I thought it might turn out. And I like it. I still listen back to some songs. Some songs we've actually gotten a lot of like praise for, like by 2 people, but that's all right. Like, cause people like it and they respect it. And like,
right.
I just know that when I look for music, it really doesn't, the audience that it like carries with it, that the artist has really doesn't, I don't know, make a difference to me. So like, if I found a band that was like had like 2 followers and I really liked their music, I'd be like, that's pretty dope. I actually am psyched about that.
You're like more interested.
Yeah, I'm like more interested. In,
I found this thing. You know,
exactly.
Nobody knows about it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm cool with it. Yeah.
I'm always torn, like, to be honest, because I kind of see it both ways. Like, I really want to accomplish this awesome album. I really want to produce this awesome thing that like hits me emotionally. Like, I'm getting out all my anger through these like crazy guitar parts or whatever we try to create.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if we put it out, we like literally put so much effort into marketing it, and like we pay for promotion and all this shit, and like still at the end of the day, nobody listens to it. It kind of like hits me a little bit, like, oh shit, maybe it's not that good.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's the thing. It's like, what are you measuring success by? Other people's opinions or your own? You know.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of have to be strong in that regard and really just judge success by did you accomplish the artistic vision for the project.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I feel the same way. And like one thing I've noticed, not really noticed, but one thing I've learned over like doing different projects in different creative spheres and stuff like that is like, and I'm sure you've learned the same thing. But most shit is not a success. Like like so you're gonna have a ton of misses, but and I don't think I've had like a really like successful thing yet. Like it's not saying like that I've done so many things that this one thing hit and like it's amazing.
Sure.
Like I don't really feel like I've reached that yet, but I mean it's shit's lightning in a bottle. So like you might as well like, you know, go for it and just make what you want to make and like do what you want to do and like not worry about, you know, unless you pour like $50,000 into it, I'm not going to worry about like whether I make my money back or, you know, like how much would you say we spent like on this? Like
on Mariana?
Yeah.
I don't, 3 grand max.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. With like new equipment or like, you know,
but like,
and that's
really,
as a band, not like individually.
Yeah. Like total.
Yeah.
And it, like simply because we just didn't have it. Like we don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
So.
And we knew that like we'd probably be making a third album by ourselves, so we might as well buy the equipment now and spend literally like $500 on our next album.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the whole DIY thing is like sometimes it's worth it just to invest in decent equipment and, you know, education in that realm because, you know, you can make all these albums by yourself rather than having to wait on somebody else's schedule, someone else's studio time, and feel stressed out because you have to get it right that one time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, totally.
You know, in regards to like the whole getting people to listen to your music, what has worked in the past, do you think? And like what works to get attention? And like how do you make music that gets attention, you know?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I've gone back and forth. Weirdly enough, I feel like my first project that shall not be named here because I do not want anybody listening to it.
Love that shit.
Well, it's off anyway.
Love that shit.
It's off anyway, but
love that shit.
Yeah, that like was like that's the one thing where I thought like, oh man, this shit is about to be big because you know, because remember like the guy Jason was like. Or Mike, I think it was Mike actually.
He got that one email.
He got one from Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music.
Damn.
And I was like, shit, this could be really big.
Could blow up.
They were talking about putting it on the front, putting it on a banner for like in the Apple store or whatever. Like
the front page.
When it was still a thing, putting it on the front page. I was like, holy fuck, like this could be awesome.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens.
Yep.
Like I wasn't paying them, so like they really had no motivation.
And this was like, mind you, this was like, I think this was like right before Instagram was even that popular. Like this was like almost pre-social media stuff.
I had no social media for this project at any time.
Yeah, this was just straight like, you know, you created this EP
with your help.
Yeah,
yeah,
and then like these people just started hitting us up, you know, hitting you up for a promotion, and it's like, where did this come from?
Yeah, literally nowhere. I don't know how it happened. I will never know how it happened.
Yeah.
But
so it's like, how do you even reproduce that in the future? It's like,
dude, I mean, you can't. But that music, but I'm not proud of that music. Like you can hear it. Like there's one song on that EP that I actually think is a good song. I would produce it way differently if I did it now.
Slow one?
Yeah. And the slow one that shall not be named. And I would produce it way differently if we did it now, which I would be down to like do a different version of that song because I still like that song. Maybe switch up the lyrics a little bit because it's a little corny.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, dude, who knows? It's a mystery. Like I don't know why that shit hit, but I'm not proud of it anymore, and like I don't want to promote it because I'm not proud of it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost. it's like the shit that you're not proud of anymore blows
Yeah.
up because it's just like mediocre shit that is accessible. And like being accessible, I feel like
Drop my notes.
that old fashioned is really getting to you. I feel like being accessible isn't bad. Like I don't give a shit if you're on the fucking cutting edge of music or not. Like if you make good music, you make good music. But I'm just don't think that was where I wanted it to be, and especially not where I want it to be now. So
Right. So did you feel like you were almost selling out to what it should have been?
not even selling out. I just felt embarrassed. Like I just felt
Yeah.
embarrassed about it because it just wasn't.
Did you feel like you were being fake? Or it just wasn't your
It
best
just
work?
wasn't my aesthetic. It wasn't how I imagined it to come out. And like listening back now, it definitely is not anything
Yeah.
like that I'm proud of.
Right.
It's very like immature and kind
Right.
of like, stupid. But again, I don't think there's anything wrong with immature or stupid music. It's just
Yeah.
not for me. You know what I mean? Doesn't feel like something I'd be like, can't wait to play this show where everybody hears me like do this dumb shit that I'm not
Yeah.
proud of anymore. You know what I mean?
And that kind of moves into my next kind of thought, which is like doubt. How much do we as musicians and artists and people who work on these projects doubt ourselves?
Yeah.
Because I feel like that is a massive part of even why we make art in the first place.
Yeah.
It's because kind of like we doubt parts in ourselves or parts in others within like even other parts of our lives. So, I mean, how do you see that playing in with our music as Good Friend Electric?
Yeah, I mean, one, I think making the music that we make is not like it's not like an act of bravery or anything like that, but it's like
Yes, it is.
yes, it is. Yeah. No, but it's like we're not making popular music like
Yeah.
now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like when you bring up the doubt thing about why we make music in the first place, it's like you're looking for confirmation from some kind of audience who will not only like the music, not only like appreciate what went into making it, but will like connect with that same doubt that you're expressing within the music. Not that every song has to be about doubt or whatever, but I feel like there's a certain angsty New Jersey quality of our music in which there is definitely like some kind of doubt
Yeah.
being expressed. But
Right.
I just literally it was starting in music. Like when I remember sending you the message for doing that EP that we were talking about, the one that shall not be named. And dude, I must have had that Facebook Messenger thing open for like 2 days because like before I actually typed in the message to send to you to be like, because we didn't talk before that for a long time.
Just contemplating like
I was like, dude,
I don't even know this person.
And I don't know this person, number
Yeah.
one. Number two, I'm so shitty at this. Like, this person is just going to be like, fuck you. Like, no, I'm not doing this dumb shit. Because before then, I never really had, like, a legitimate experience with music or anything like that. Like, legitimate in terms of played with other people or, like, played a show or...
right.
performed. Like it was almost just shit I did in my room or whatever.
Right.
So I was like, oh, this fucking sucks. And then each experience from that on, it's like, and if you're talking, if this is like, if a musician is listening, and I'm sure they're like, yeah, this is just the fucking experience of being a musician, of like first doing anything. But for me, it was really important. Like I really did doubt myself until I don't even know what the point is that I stopped being caring. Like I want to put on a good show, but caring if people like vibe with the music or whatever and just doing your thing. Mm-hmm. But at this point, man, I just feel like it's something I need to do rather than like something that I'm trying to get popular.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
something I love to do and really enjoy, and that's why I need to do it.
Yeah.
So like making this third album, I'm literally going into it with zero expectations.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel that.
But there's a certain like strength and freedom that comes with that I'm all about at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
now that like hope is completely gone out of my body, like now it's just about self-expression. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's good. I think it'll make the music better, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think that whole kind of self-expression thing is probably most of why I make music. I think it's a little bit of doubt though as well, because I feel like I doubt myself just in life in general, but I also have that initial like artistic expression or idea that I want to get out that kind of pushes me through the doubt, which is like making this song or this album or working on this project really makes me feel better about myself. And it's hard to articulate that, but when I just make the music, it just does it, you know, it just does it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I completely agree.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so I'd like to know what your strengths are in the group.
Oh shit. What am I good at? I feel like I'm good at kind of seeing the overall vision of the whole song. And like, you know, a lot of times I can hear your initial melodies and then I can hear harmonies for it. So I'll just be driving on the way home, like after a session of whatever, and then like, oh, we could just do this harmony like this, like do the third and then the seventh, and then just hear it.
Yeah,
And like I hear shit like that where the second I hear a guitar riff that I made or you made, I just know exactly what the bass is gonna play. I know what the drums are playing.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't end up that way, that's like a perfect starting point because it's like this vision that just comes to me. I don't even know how, but
Yeah.
I guess just from all the music I listen to. But I feel like that's my strength. I just have these like epiphany things where I can just see like where the song could go and like what we can add to make it really good and what, you know, if it should be really involved or maybe this song shouldn't be really involved. Maybe the song should just be guitars and vocals and piano or something, you know?
Yeah. What about weakness?
My weakness is writing lyrics and storytelling. And that's a fact because I know you're really good at that. Like you're really good at podcasts and journalism. I mean, you studied that shit in college. So like that's why I feel like our band works decently is because you have that lyrical storytelling vibe where you can create these like futuristic stories about a relationship blowing up a data farm and it's like how the fuck did you think of this?
It's just dumb.
but it's good though. It's like I don't know, it's like the word choice you use. I could never think of that shit. Like it's but it's so interesting to me. So I feel like that's my weakness, but that's where someone like you would come in and take that over.
That's why I love working as a team. It's like literally bass is like just such a black hole to me. Like even though I know there are like some no pun intended like basic rules about bass, like you know you hit the first or the well, I'm really good at my musical literacy is really gonna come out here, but you hit the one of the root note of the chord that you're trying to do, right? Like I don't even fucking know. But
that's it.
Like I know, yeah. Oh yeah, that's it.
That's it, baby.
That's it.
That's it. Podcast over.
Podcast over. Yeah. But like, dude, I don't know. You just like some of your bass lines are just so fucking sick. I love it.
Thanks, man.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess on the technical side, I feel like that's another thing I'm good at. Is just kind of playing guitar and bass and knowing how they both relate.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of guitarists that play bass who play bass like a guitar and they don't realize that the bass has a different role. It's more supportive. It's more about like it like anchors the song, you know?
Yeah.
And like throwing in little fills is like a way to like take the ear away.
Yeah.
And then it comes back on like that root note or whatever the fuck it's playing.
Yeah.
You know? So
yeah, totally.
I feel like it's a different vibe and being able to know how they both work together is really important.
Well, that's what I always wonder because when we write songs, we kind of write keeping in mind what all these other parts might do. Whereas like with bands who are, and like obviously we'll listen to like Nick because like the fucking drum god. We'll listen to Nick about drum parts and stuff like that. But we'll suggest something, then he'll like riff off of it, and then you know it's much better than what we suggested. But like I wonder how bands do it where you know they have like a designated guy for each instrument. Like do they? And one person writes the song, and then the other parts of the band like support that song written by one person. Like do they just send off the like guitar demo and the vocal to like the drum guy or to like the bass guy, and the bass guy just like writes this whatever bass riff over it? And like how do they like talk about or discuss or debate what this part should be doing? Like what's that role? I just feel like we've kind of hit this spot where it's like whatever better serves the song. Because to be honest, like, especially during the pandemic, we're not playing the shit live anytime soon. So like, we might as well just make the song really fucking dope. So
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like that's what makes a song great is like kind of submitting to that fact that you've created this thing and it is yours at first, but after you start it and put it in motion, it's like now it's not yours. Now it's you have to serve the song. You know, now it's about the song. So if your bandmate, if your drummer comes up with a better kick pattern,
you better
for
go
the song
with it.
overall, you better go with that part and adjust your bass line to fit that better, or else the
Yeah.
song is just going to be messy.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's at least one kind of, I guess, advice to someone who's maybe just starting is like, just do what serves the song best and don't necessarily go all out on like maybe the one instrument that you know so well. Like, you know, get other people's opinions and riff off of them. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Do you have any advice for anybody?
Man.
Maybe trying to start their first EP?
We just spent so much time talking about how we are like the least successful musicians.
Yeah.
So I feel weird giving advice, but I would say to like
or failures just to look out for. Maybe that's better
Failures.
because we've done that a lot.
Oh, we failed so many times. We just keep failing.
We're really good at that.
Yeah. Fail. that just like really freaked somebody out who was listening to this and was about to fall asleep. Failures. I just feel like I'm in a constant state of failure, really. And the only like, this sounds so fucking corny, but it's just true. Like, just keep failing. Like, just try. Just literally try. Because I feel like so many people who are legitimately talented, and even people who aren't talented but have potential, you know, like me. I'm not like a fucking natural talent at music at all. At fucking all. But I just like fucking doing it. And some people like it. Like if I can get 2 people to like a song, man, I will literally write 50 more songs just from one person liking something. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like maybe it's a personality flaw, but I don't know. You just gotta fucking try. Like you just gotta keep going.
Right.
Even if, because then you realize whether you really like this shit or not. Mm-hmm. Like if you're successful your first fucking go around, you may fucking hate it. Like and not even know, and then you learn after you try to repeat it, and you're like, I don't have any motivation to do anything right now. Right. But the fact that we still have motivation to keep making songs after seeing zero success is like a testament to just how much we like doing it. Like, And I feel fine about that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I've put out. I don't even know the number of albums I've put out at this point, but I'm probably close to like 12, 15 releases or something.
That's insane.
But I feel like what works for me is just this mindset of it's better to just try and know that you tried than do nothing. Yeah. Because otherwise, what are you going to do? Do nothing and just
do nothing.
Hate yourself anyway?
Yeah.
So you might as well at least hate yourself and try it.
And
so
have
then
something
you
to
know,
show for yourself.
You just know at least if you like it or not, if it kind of works for you, if it makes you feel good, if people like it. So I've always felt it's better to try and at least try it than do nothing. Yeah.
So, and man, like, it's not like we haven't seen any success. Like, for me, having the guy who mixed our last album, mix that album, is a success. Mix and master it, right? Because Kevin has worked with musicians I fucking idolize. Like, literally I idolize.
Titus Andronicus.
Yep. Pyle.
Pyle.
Pyle. For me, it's Pyle. But so, you know, having him be like, this shit doesn't actually suck.
Right. Someone who we respect. Yeah. And for me, it was, first of all, fucking amazing that he even accepted our project. Yeah. And said those things to us. But he then recommended us to Pyle's record label.
Yeah, which we have no idea what happened with that.
Which they didn't respond to.
Yeah.
Because they hate us. But
yeah.
But at least there's someone out there in the ether that thinks we're decent.
Yeah,
you know,
and who's involved in this shit.
Which is
awesome.
Which is
the thing that matters. Yeah.
So that's for me. That's like the silver lining of moving forward with this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah. And that guy, my dad's friend, who's like weirdly into
Your
us.
dad's friend. Yep.
I was emailing with him today, and he was like, he had no idea we came out with a new record.
He didn't.
No, because he buys all his music. He doesn't stream it anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So did he listen?
So I gotta let him know where it's available.
It's
but I'm assuming
totally
he will.
different from the last one. I don't know if he's gonna like it.
Yeah, probably not, but but who knows?
Yeah.
But that's I guess the theme of this episode is who fucking knows. Just
Yeah, who fucking
just,
knows? Just
you
try
might
it.
as well just fucking do it.
Yeah.
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 Very uplifting.
I mean, that's pretty much all I had. I mean, if you have anything else you want to just keep talking about, whatever. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm curious as to where you see your band heading from here.
Man.
You can edit any of this out, by the way, of course. I'm
Yeah.
actually just genuinely curious.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think we need to just keep being consistent, like keep working.
Yeah.
You know, like just don't stop working.
Yeah, yeah.
Like but it's okay to take breaks once in a while, which I think is needed and good.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially after that last album, like I needed at least a couple weeks break.
Oh, yeah.
Like just chill. Like don't think about guitar parts anymore. Just
Yeah,
chill.
yeah.
But music's never gonna go away from me. So with our band, I think we're actually good. I think we have a lot of potential, and I think
Yeah.
we can make some great fucking music, and I think we have already.
Yeah.
So I think we should never quit. I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think we should stop working on shit. I think we should get together as soon as possible and like practice like next weekend.
Yeah.
Like, something.
Yeah.
Because like first of all, we got all these other songs that are so good.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste it.
No, we won't waste it. We'll make some shit out of it. And I feel like if we continue with our kind of a little inside baseball here for any of the listeners here, we want to try to keep it more simple. But if we stick with that,
We're gonna make a pop record.
yeah, really. But if we do make it more, if we do kind of simplify things, you don't just make everything easier, and I think it'll make the music better. Even though I fucking love the walls of sound that we have and try to create, but I don't know. It's just all comes down to what feels right when we're making the song, what's in service of the song.
Like right now, I'm in at least with these new songs we have, I'm in a vibe of keeping it simple for sure. But I don't want to throw away the whole dense
No, I don't either.
type thing
No,
either.
yeah.
But
At the same
I think
time.
just for this project, we'll keep it simple.
Yeah.
But like a single or like the thing after that,
Yeah.
I'm totally open to like delving into it.
Yeah,
Again.
yeah. I'm cool with like an acoustic vibe for this album. I mean, still some electric parts, some synth and shit, but
Yeah.
just like really switching things up. I feel like if we have an album that sounds like our other albums, we failed. You know,
Oh yeah, that's
we totally failed.
agree.
Yeah,
I think you always have to switch it up.
yeah.
It's in some regard, like
That's why, like, I love.
you can't keep making the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, I love like folk and stuff like that, and like acoustic kind of albums. But so many, it's so easy for things to just get repetitive when all you're using is like an acoustic guitar and like the
Yeah.
same vocal line or like whatever. So
Yep.
you know, I hope that we can kind of hit upon that vibe on this album maybe, but still kind of make it interesting and something a little different. But
Yeah, for sure. That piano's connected. If you want to play some shit,
holy shit.
if you want to,
Is it connected to the computer?
I can start recording with it. If you
Oh.
want to like play something for the people.
Holy shit. That's cool.
He's playing a Yamaha, what is it, DX synth? Yeah, DX. It's the remake of the DX7, the original like 80s Yamaha synth. So this is a remake of that.
If you need some help, take me on your shell. If you need a hand, honey, I'm your man. Life begs a fee, oh, just take from me. Just Just take from me. Overweight parents said the children on down.
I like that record.
Yeah, I think so. When does the show start?
I think it's great. I'd repost that shit.
About now. 4th of July, and it's hot, and it's night. You look so explosive, how you feeling? Dynamite. But if you need some help, take me home. You should. If you need a hand, honey, I'm your man. If life begs a fee, oh, take from me. Just take from me. Just take.
I don't know how to close it out. I think we'll close it out though. Let's just
Yeah, let's close it out.
thank you for thanks for stopping in, Grant.
Dude, I feel like it's my second home.
You're here all the time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
probably see you tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it. This was fun, and I really like this idea. And if you need any assistance at all in terms of audio production or just like any ideas, I mean, I don't think you need my audio production help, but just like ideas for podcasts, let me know.
Hell yeah,
I'm
definitely
here.
will. Local Transmedia.
Hell
the
yeah.
plug.
Hit it up.
Follow this guy. He's
Hit it
gonna be
up.
big. One of the best journalists in the area.
Hey,
Local Transmedia. Follow that shit.
follow it.
All right. Take care. Peace.
See ya.